All right, let's get into this story. So meet Aryan. He's a freelance data analyst, and all he wants is a little peace and quiet. He finds this amazing flat in a remote place called Silver Oak Society. It's big, it's affordable, it seems perfect. But there's a catch. This new home comes with one very, very strange rule. Imagine moving into a new place, and on your very first day, this terrifying old man with bloodshot eyes gets in your face and says, "That. Go home before death knocks." And then he just vanishes. Yeah, that's Aryan's welcome to the neighborhood. Right away, you know this is not the peaceful escape he was hoping for. And that creepy warning, well, it points directly to this bizarre rule that the entire society lives by. It's not a suggestion, it is an absolute law. And they are dead serious about this. As the clock gets close to 7, Aryan watches this wave of absolute panic sweep over the place. I mean, vegetable sellers are scrambling to pack up, the watchman literally sprints home, everyone is just desperate to get indoors. A siren even goes off as a final warning. It's like a daily lockdown, and nobody will tell him why. This is the question just eating away at Aryan. You know, at first, his logical brain is thinking, okay, maybe there are wild animals around here, wolves or something. But the fear he sees in people's eyes, it's not just caution. It's pure gut-wrenching terror. He knows it has to be something much, much worse. So Aryan's still a skeptic at this point, but that is about to change big time. His first night there, he has an experience that completely shatters his logical view of the world, and it all starts with a nightmare that feels terrifyingly real. In this dream, he sees this horrible figure wrapped in a white shroud. It has this face with just black pits where its eyes should be. It crawls onto his chest, and he feels this impossible weight crushing him. He can hear these muffled screams coming from inside the walls, and he tries to scream for help, but nothing comes out. You know that feeling? He wakes up just drenched in sweat, his heart hammering. Was it just a nightmare, or was it a warning? So the very next night, he's had a long, stressful day. He's just having some tea on the balcony. He heads back inside right as that 7 p.m. siren blares, but he makes one tiny mistake. He doesn't notice that the balcony door didn't latch all the way. It's just cracked open. And that tiny oversight is about to turn this abstract fear into a very real, very physical attack. This is where things get really crazy. This isn't a dream anymore. First, a strange, powerful vibration just fills the room. Then, that same crushing pressure from the nightmare is back, but he's wide awake. A splitting headache hits him so hard that a thin trickle of blood actually starts running from his ear. The room starts spinning, and he just collapses. Out cold. When Aryan finally wakes up the next morning, he's confused, he's in pain, but his fear is starting to get replaced by something else. His analytical mind is kicking in. He's a data analyst, right? He's not going to just accept it's a ghost. He decides he's going to investigate this, logically. And this, right here, is the turning point of the whole story. The other residents are convinced it's a ghost, some kind of angry spirit, but Aryan starts to wonder, could there be a scientific reason behind all this superstition? He's not a victim anymore. Now, he's an investigator. So he does what he does best. He analyzes the data. He starts running through all the possibilities. Okay, could it be a chemical leak? Nope, no smell. A pre-existing medical condition? Nah, he's got a clean bill of health. What about just stress or overthinking? No way. The symptoms, especially the bleeding ear, were way too physical. It felt like something was attacking him from the outside. And that leaves him with one wild hypothesis: low-frequency sound. His research leads him down this fascinating rabbit hole, and he discovers a natural phenomenon that is both incredible and incredibly scary. He uncovers the secret of infrasound. So what exactly is infrasound? Think of it like this. It's sound that's pitched so low, our ears can't actually hear it, but our bodies can feel it. Those vibrations can do some really weird things to us, both physically and mentally. In fact, this is the real science behind a lot of so-called haunted places around the world. And this is the aha moment. Just look at the documented effects of infrasound exposure. Severe headaches, pressure on your chest, intense anxiety, that creepy feeling of being watched, even hallucinations. Sound familiar? It is a perfect one-to-one match for everything Aryan and the residents have been experiencing. The ghost wasn't a spirit, it was a sound wave. So why does this happen like clockwork every night at 7 p.m.? It turns out it's this crazy perfect storm of environmental factors. Right at sunset, something called a thermal inversion happens. That's when warm air traps cooler air below it. This forces the air to move in a specific way through these ancient hollow trees in the forest, basically turning them into giant natural organ pipes, and they start blasting out this powerful, silent infrasound. Locking the doors and windows was the only thing protecting them by creating a seal. But here's the twist. Solving the scientific mystery actually uncovers something way more evil. The infrasound might be a natural event, but the ghost story built around it, that was man-made. Arian stumbles upon a very human conspiracy, and it's all about greed. Arian goes straight to Mishra, the property manager, and confronts him. And Mishra just confesses everything. Turns out, his own father lost his life savings on this land when he found out it was uninhabitable. But instead of warning people, Mishra decided to profit from it. He made up the ghost story to explain away the terrifying effects, trapping families who had poured every penny they had into these homes, knowing they couldn't afford to just leave. So it really all boils down to this. On one side, you have the superstition, a vengeful ghost that kills you if you're outside after 7 p.m. And on the other, the reality, a terrifying natural phenomenon that was weaponized by a con man to swindle people out of their life savings. It's just a chilling reminder that sometimes the real monsters are people. And the story ends with a perfect bit of poetic justice. Arian and Mishra get into a struggle, and Arian manages to shove him out onto the balcony just seconds before 7 p.m., and then he locks the door. The very weapon Mishra used to terrorize everyone else becomes his own punishment. The police show up to find him completely broken, and he's finally arrested. This whole thing, from a terrifying ghost to invisible sound waves, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? And it leaves us with this final question to chew on. Behind how many other spooky stories and unexplained events in our world, could there be a perfectly logical, scientific explanation just waiting to be discovered?